Okay, so I'm just going to go over how I do repricing on Bqool. This is not wholesale. We're not trying to do the lowest price out of everyone else. We are going to fight for the buy box, but we're going to try to maximize the amount of money that we make per sale. I have my item price here. This is me. And it looks like someone's undercut by a lot. If this sells 18 times in a month, that's almost every other day. We want to wait for this person to sell both copies because we're right around this price range. See, it's less than $1 drop. So we're going to underprice this person here. So I'll go here. The minimum is, we're going to do $13. And then the maximum, we want to undercut them. So I'm going to go $14.65. We're going to save. We're going to move to the next one. This one sells 4 times a month. This does not sell often at all. So we're going to want the buy box no matter what it is. We're going to try to make, let's see, the buy box winner is $11.98. So the lowest person, which is me, not even I have the buy box. So we're the lowest price is something like this. We're already $1 shorter. So we're going to actually raise the price a little bit. We're going to go $11 at minimum, but we still want to win the buy box because it doesn't sell very often. So I'm going to go $11.75. We're still under the lowest FBA price. We're not doing FBM. 99% of this is FBA. We're going to want to undercut the lowest person so we can try to get the buy box. We're going to move to the next one. This sells 1 time a month, so again, we're going to want the buy box because it doesn't sell very often. Looks like the buy box winner is $12, and we are at 16. So we are not going to change the price. Actually, yeah, we're not going to change it because that's too low. So we can sit on this and wait. So I'll just change the minimum to $14.99. And then I'll change the maximum to $16.15. If their repricers start to change, hopefully it doesn't go below the 14. Moving on to the next one. This sells 1 time a month, so we're going to want the buy box. The lowest price is us. So we're going to lower it just a little bit. Amazon's preferring the FBM seller. So if we can lower our price just a little bit, so we're going to go a minimum of $11 and then a maximum of $11.80. It sells once a month, so we need that buy box. Moving to the next one. This sells 14 times a month, so every other day. This person has 27 copies. The buy box is $14.77, and we are at $15.27. So it sells 14 times a month. So they have 27 copies, so we're not going to win. We're not going to beat them. We're going to have to go under them. So I'm going to set the minimum price at $12. Kind of give it a $2.50 wiggle room. And then we're going to underprice them by about 20 cents. 70, 60, 53. 20 cents. So we'll be the lowest price. They have the buy box, so hopefully we'll go low enough to steal that buy box. Moving on to the next item. This one's unknown. Let's check the keep a chart to see if that's correct. So yeah, so this sells maybe once a month. And this person has 6 copies. We're at 11.45. They're at 11.38, and they have the buy box. So we're going to give it a $10 wiggle room. Minimum's $10. We're going to go max 11. We're going to try to make at least $4 for everything that we sell. So we're not going to be selling anything under about a $10 mark. Moving to the next item. Okay, so this also sells one time a month, so we need the buy box. The buy box is $11.99. So we're going to go 11 minimum, and then 11.80, and hopefully we get that buy box. Moving to the next. Okay, so here's a really good example. This sells 27 times a month, so about once a day. So this is a good item. This says 0. I know they have more than 0, but looks like I have 2 copies of these. I can't really make a decision because I don't know how many copies they have. I'm gonna run the ASIN one more time. Still giving me 0s. I'll have to do this one again later, but we're going to change it. We're going to do $17 at a minimum, and then we're going to go $19.20. So we'll be under them. They're the buy box because they're $3 less. But since it sells so often, we don't want to lose too much money by pricing it too low. This sells 85 times a month, which is great. Keep a chart says, yeah, it's selling that often. So we have it priced at $18.99. The lowest FBA is $17.65. There they are, and here we are. So we're going to undercut them by a couple of pennies. So we're at $18.99, so I'm going to lower it as far as $15.99. And then we're going to go $18.75 max. Hopefully we can steal that buy box. Moving on to the next item. This check mark here means we're already at the lowest price. This sells twice a month. So we're going to want the buy box because it doesn't sell often. So when a sell happens, we're going to want it. Who is in the buy box? There is no buy box. No one. Since there is no buy box, we're way lower than this guy. This guy's at $42.99. We're at $28.88. The lowest FBM price is $39.99, so we're actually going to raise our price, which means I just have to move the min max. So we're going to go $34.99 minimum, and then we're going to go $38.99. $1 lower than FBM will still be the lowest price. Moving on to the next one, and we'll do a few more, then we'll stop. Most of these items are DVDs, some are CDs, others are video games, but you're going to do this the same way. This sells 5 times a month, which is not very good. So we're going to want the buy box. They have 19 copies. The lowest FBA is $11.98. We're not going to sell ours that low because there's a pretty big difference between $15 and $12. It's a $3 difference. We are at $16.88. We're going to want to beat them, but be in between these. So we're going to do a minimum of $12.50 and then $14.80. So that'll give us anywhere between $5 to $7. So that's pretty good. Moving on to the next one. It sells 40 times a month, which is really good. The Keep a Chart shows it's selling very frequently, which is good. However, I don't know how many copies these people have because it's coming up as 0. But the price ranges are right here together. The lowest is 20 and everyone else is at 21. These people are priced a little too high. Max is $32, but I don't know how many copies they have, so we're going to undercut these guys. We're going to go as low as $18.99 and then go as high as $20.75. Hopefully we can steal that buy box. This sells so frequently, as soon as we get that buy box, someone will buy it. Moving on to the next item.